Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here. We're going to do some more budget shaman ladder climbing. Again, no epics, legendaries, or adventure cards. Let's hop into game. Now, let's just do a quick re-roll of our quests before we hop in. And I do have that one pack, so... ooh, okay, that's pretty handy. Pardon my voice. Okay, so we're opening the one pack. And you know what? With the advent of Standard, Classic actually becomes the pack to go to. Because previous to Classic, previous to Standard mode coming out, everyone would say, you know, well, I would say open GVG until you get a Dr. Boom. But you're not going to be using Dr. Boom in Standard. He'll still be very, very useful in Wild mode. So, you know, it's still merit to doing that if you prefer to play with the entire list. But I am definitely one for trying new things. This is not a bad pickup, but... I think I have many of these already, although the Mana Worm would be nice if I ever do a Mage, do a budget Mage. Unlikely. So let's disenchant, and let's see what's new. Yeah, we've got a Mana Worm. Shadow Madness will be very nice. I wouldn't rule out doing a budget Priest, but we'll see how it goes. It probably will have to come... how do you say? Once Standard rolls around, we're definitely going back to Rogue. Yeah, and I'm not quite sure when Standard is rolling around. So the Priest is definitely on the cards. I'm one for doing these runs with classes that aren't as quote-unquote popular as usual, or classes that require very specific play styles, such as, you know, the Oil Rogue. I didn't want to play an Oil Rogue. Okay, anyway, that's enough yabbering. Let's hop into game. Let's queue up into game. So game one, let's go. Okay, Mage matchup. Do I want the Lightning Bolt? What am my Lightning Bolt? If I keep it, I'll have a good answer to Mana Worm. I'll have a good answer to Sorcerer's Apprentice. And I'll need a little bit extra to deal with the Flame Wanker, but I don't think he's coming out anytime early. I think the Lightning Bolt for the Mana Worm is fine. Let's just hold on to it for now. Let's see how we go. That's another question, yeah? Should you keep a Lightning Bolt in your mulligan? I'm tempted to say yes against certain classes. Okay, now do we coin? Coin juggle? This is tough. Coin juggle... Coin juggle basically forces out the Frostbolt. I'll try to coin knife juggler for Frostbolt. I think it's worthwhile. And if it's not dealt with, I have a number of things I can do next turn. I'll say, for example, if he just develops a minion, I can lightning bolt and then, okay, abusive. So we're just going to double ping here. Ooh, second knife juggler, this works. Very aggressive start from us, and this is a very aggressive hand, so we may run away with this game. Although I wouldn't count on that. Okay, very slow. Why would you pinged on 2 and you pinged on 3 and you didn't play anything on 1? What's going on? What sort of a list is this? Whatever sort of list it is, you've taken 8 damage. So we'll see what happens. And with the Kraken in hand, I may be able to deal a finishing blow on turn 9. So hopefully that's how things work out. Mages don't tend to run a lot of life gain. I mean, maybe some Frost Armor. Was it Frost Barrier, Frost Armor? One of those. The one that gives you 8 armor. 8 armor secret. That's the one you see. That's the one I see most commonly. And, you know, actually things like Healbot I don't really see very often, except against certain types of mages, like Grinder Mages. With Molten Giants and so on and so forth. Okay, what? So you've got a mech deck. I don't understand. Anyway. Okay, here we go. The Argus is perfect. Yeah, it's good enough. Now, do I push past? No, I don't. I don't want my mage opponent to be getting discounts off a huge hand, because I get the feeling that the Mech Warper was... Well, actually, the Mech Warper was played on turn 4 with ping, so you didn't have a 3 3 mana mech in hand. So I wonder what's going on. I'm really not sure. Okay. Okay, so this is just a pretty low quality level 20 list. I was approaching it as if it was a legitimate list, but I mean that's how I approach all my games. You have to assume your opponents know what they're doing until given evidence otherwise. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward mage game. And we can hop on to game 2 shortly, I believe. Unless I lose horribly. And that's always a possibility. Losing horribly. Okay. I think abusive? Because I feel the Sunwalker is too slow. I think I have to trade off too much stuff for the Sunwalker. I think I abusive. So let's see what the totem brings us. Oh, that's actually really nice. So yeah, I think I will abusive the 6/4. So actually, do I win? Oh shoot, I win. Sorry. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not used to having this much reach. Shamans have a lot of reach, so that's one thing I do need to remember for myself. Shaman cards give a lot of reach if set up. Always consider lethal. Yeah. I'm more familiar with rogue lethal, but shaman lethal definitely is also a thing that you need to be aware of, especially if you've got a board like that. And definitely, that was a lot of damage I could have gotten from Flame Tongue and so on and so forth. Okay, next game. Okay, against an Uther, I don't think I want Hex, and I don't think I want Stormwind right now. The Knife Juggler should be fine for drawing aggro. Although it would be disastrous if I run it up against a shielded mini-bot. I guess we'll find out early if he coins out the mini-bot on turn 2. Actually, no, so he can't run it out now, but he can coin it. He can coin it out now on for a turn 1 play. Other answer to Knife Juggler is turn 2 coin out a Horse Rider. Now I'm seeing mini-bot here. I mean, I'm sensing mini-bot. Okay, that's not too bad actually. I'll go 1 for 1 for you. I don't know why you would run a Berserker. What does that say about your list, running a Berserker? Did you have bombers or something? What? Hand of Protection? What? Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting indeed. I'm not spending a Hex on that. I'm just going to Horse Rider to the face. Not giving him 5 damage. And next turn, actually, I can Argus and Horse Rider into the Amani, if need be. But really, the 5 damage isn't too threatening. I'm not super concerned about it. But that Hand of Protection play was a really strong tempo play. So you've got an Armani and you've got a Hand of Protection. A golden Hand of Protection. Is this some sort of... A golden hand. When do you get a golden hand of protection? Let me put a link in the show notes, and I will find out. Golden hand of prot reward level. What level paladin do you need to have a golden hand of prot? Okay. Do I straight up Argus? I think I straight up Argus. Gives me a freebie, and then I can. I'm assuming his Warhorse Trainer will trade in. I can finish it off with my Argus. Doesn't feel great to go to do single minion Argus, but I think the Divine Shield sort of merited it there. Ah, nice. That's an interesting play. Okay, now are we looking at Avenge? If we're looking at Avenge, a Hex may well be very useful. It's going to be difficult now, of course. That's fine. Let's finish this thing off. That's not an Avenge, and it's not a Redemption. I wonder what it is. Could it be the thing that reduces your minion's health to 1? In which case, I probably want to test with Crusader. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's good, because I was thinking about either of these, but it would have been quite disastrous for either of these to go down. Now, do I Lightning Bolt, or do I just totem up? I think I have a fairly neat Lightning Bolt next turn. And that extra attack on the Silver Hand, it does challenge my totem actually, but then again the totem will just absorb the damage. Ah, this lightning bolt. This thing can be. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I think I could have gone either way there, but I like the tempo play of the lightning bolt, and plus I can still develop my 5 drops because you know the one overload doesn't really affect my hand so much. Whereas toteming up, I would have lost the totem. I mean, against a if he was playing as I would expect him to play, the totem would have gone into my. I mean, the totem would have died to the silver hand. Okay. Is this an avenge? I'm sensing an avenge. No avenge. Interesting. Another one of those reduce you down to 1 health things. If that's the case, then I'm playing Drake because I'm going to save this for turn 7. That's not it. Okay, so it's not a death rattle. It's not a death based. Let's just call them death rattle secrets. Yeah. Avenge and redemption. I'd call them death rattle secrets. They trigger when a minion dies. So it's not a death rattle secret, and it's not repentance. The one that puts me. It could be. It's not a get down either. So I wonder what it is. I wonder. Could be a laser trap, or it could be also always forget to consider what's it called? The spirit thing. Competitive. Okay, now I'm looking at perhaps an avenge or a redemption. Do I clear anyway for it to come back as 1 health? Let's see what happens. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think the best bet is to play Thunder Bluff, because both of these minions then challenge the Drake, and this thing doesn't die to the Drake. There was merit to playing Sunwalker, but it's not the best use of my mana. But on a Thunder Bluff on turn 7 with Totem up, I think is quite powerful. Yeah, so the Holy Wrath. Okay. Ooh, that was a lucky Holy Wrath. It's fine. 7 mana card. It's probably a Stormwind Champion. I'm sensing a Stormwind Champion. Now, I may actually Lightning Storm here. Is it worth a Lightning Storm? I don't think so. Actually. And do we drop the Sunwalker, or do we go more aggressive with the Argent? I think we go slower. I think we do the slower play. It's quite unfortunate that the 1/1 takes out the Divine Shield of the Sunwalker, but that's fine, I feel. I think it's better than, 1/1 exposing this to a Consecrate, which is what possibly would have happened if I played this instead of the Sunwalker previous turn. Yeah, okay. So this is just like a strange level 20 deck. Okay. There probably is merit to double Lightning Storm here. But let's just drop the 1 for now. If we roll high, we didn't roll high, which is a bit of a shame. Do I drop the second? Or do we go Commander? Let's Commander in. Eye for an eye. Okay, yeah, this is definitely similar to the list that similar to the opponent I was playing last game. A very, I guess, like a non-meta list. I'll say that. It's like a non-meta list. You know, you don't exactly have a ton of super powerful cards in here. Although the Paladin hero power natural strength of late game is giving me some issues. Let's Totem up. Now, do I spend the Hex or not? So this was your. No, you still have a 7 mana card in. No, it's not 7 mana. That's right. The Holy Wrath was buffed by the Drake's effect. I think his Drake was up when the Holy Wrath came down. So it was a 6 mana minion, which is this thing. I don't think there's going to be much bigger than this in his hand. So let's do that. And you know what? I'll use the abusive And I'll clear the 1/1 just in case. Actually, should have been the other. That was a misplay. I should have run the commander into. Okay, yeah. So that's not surprising. Okay, interesting. We may not win this one actually. Just thanks to what sort of late game the Paladin opponent has. I know this is a fine card to find, and I'm not concerned about what his little 1/1s can do. So we're actually drawing into our late game, which is nice, and that Kraken hopefully comes back into our hand. I'm just remembering the Kraken from last game. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, that's going to be problematic. I think I'm going to roll for spell power. Roll for spell power. Do a lightning storm. Hey, we did roll for the spell. We did get a spell power. Nice. He's down to 4. The flame tongue will finish it off. And let's get rid of this pesky thing. Okay, and I'll start holding resources now. We have a very scary board that is it's not super easy for a paladin to deal with anymore. Previously, he had a very efficient clear with consecration, but now you're probably looking for something like pyro equality. So let's just keep doing our thing. This is actually probably a good time to play Direwolf. Now we'll put the Direwolf over here, I feel. It allows me to sneak 8 damage into his face as opposed to spend the 8 damage on clearing the sapper. Although there probably was merit to just holding on to my resources. Second Consecrate does a fair amount of work, but okay, good. So his hand wasn't great. But had I been up against a straight up opponent, I think it would have been a different story altogether. Okay, so we've gone 6-3. That's pretty good. I think we've got a couple more Shaman quests to do. And we're going to reach level 10, actually. That's going to be really good. That's a great time to stop and review the list. And obviously throw the fire elementals in. Okay, let's hop into game. Okay. Abusive start, I think, is fine against Priest. Although, what are the most likely Priest 1-drops? Cleric, and then turn to Wormrest. So I may actually want to. Let's see how we go. Yeah, let's see what else comes into hand. I may actually want to save. Okay, that's pretty good. The lightning bolt's a good counter to the cleric play. So if I abusive and any clerics, I can lightning bolt the cleric to protect my abusive. I think if I hadn't picked up the lightning bolt, I would have. Let's send you greetings and a squelch. I would have probably just held on to. No, okay. Well, then we're curving out very, very nicely because we have the tempo play of the lightning bolt. And I'm not playing it next turn, but we do have the Crusader next turn, and that's going to be really powerful. Except in the off chance, not in the off chance, in the likely chance that he has a Shadow Word Pain. Now, although we'll take a fairly. Let's put it on this side. Shadow Word Pain. So that's the disastrous. That's the worst outcome if the Scarlet Crusader gets Shadow Word Pained. Now, I wonder if you were holding once this turn 1. No, you weren't, because you definitely would Shadow Word Pain in this instance. I think we develop the Dark Iron. It's very annoying for a priest to deal with a Dark Iron. Any 4-attack minion. So it's very powerful. We're looking very strong now, and again, I have to focus on whether we can grab lethal from out of nowhere. And another thing I want to talk about is actually so standard. So I'll put a link in the show notes. Re-standard mode. Standard is shipping alongside another expansion. I'm assuming it's going to be a card expansion because the most recent expansion was an adventure expansion, and this time, I'll say pack-based expansion. Is it worth spending a hex? I think it's a very efficient use of mana if I spend the hex. The other way to do it is to Dark Iron, Scarlet Crusader. I like that actually because there's probably going to be bigger things for me to hex. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Dark Iron, Scarlet. gives me a freebie clear. I mean, my Dark Iron goes down by 1 health, and I lose the Divine Shield off the Scarlet, but we still have a very, very aggressive board. And this thing begs for clear. This thing begs for a clear. Now we can do that again. Yeah, the double Gurubashi definitely is really, really slow on my opponent's behalf. And I will sacrifice my Scarlet. And you don't appear to have pain in your hand. So I think this thing's pretty safe, although I could be wrong. Yeah, okay. So that was pretty straightforward. Just the start from my priest opponent was way too slow. And okay, here we are, win streak bonus. So are we at 10 yet? I would really like to be at 10. We're at rank 19 though, which is really nice. So we did get a nice win streak. Okay, so let's queue up. But I won't skip this time. So with regards to standard, I'm going to put a link in the show notes. The mode is shipping with a new expansion. I feel. I'm pretty sure that's what the case is. If you read the announcement article from Blizzard and the frequently asked questions, so it's shipping with a new pack expansion. I mean, I'm not sure about the pack expansion side of things. It's shipping with a new expansion, so regardless, having gold is going to be useful. Now, if it's going to be an adventure expansion, it's not going to have anything to do. It's not going to impact. Okay, looks like my client died. So let me try and get things working again. I'll be right back with you. Okay, we're back. I think it was just a server outage. I saw a number of other people on my friends list coming back on as I was logging on. And we're very close to Fire Elemental, so yeah, definitely want to do this game. So as I was saying before, Standard will ship with a new expansion, whether it's a pack or an adventure. Either way, you need gold, and I think I will start saving some gold. Question is, how much gold should I save for the quote-unquote Standard pack expansion? I'm assuming it's a pack expansion. Again, don't take my word for it. It could be anything. How much gold should I save? Question mark. I'm tempted to say around 1,000 to 1,500. Just so I don't have to craft some of the super new cards. Now, Hunter, I want to start aggressively. Now, Hex actually isn't too bad against something like a Huffer, or even something like a Mad Scientist. But and it curves out quite nicely. Let's hold on to it. Is it correct? Is it not correct? I guess we'll find out. So game 4 versus Hunter. Now double abusive is going to be fine, because then I can totem abusive on turn 3. So we have a turn 3 play now, and I'm not too concerned about it. Okay. Alright, so there's the Mad Scientist. I will leave it be, as is my usual modus operandi. I will leave the Mad Scientist be, and let me just explain why that is shortly. I will put the totem up actually, because I could roll into a taunt, and even not into a taunt, that's fine, because I have a lot of ways to buff whatever gets left over next turn. And if he uses, okay, there's the double Mad Scientist. The reason you leave the Mad Scientist up, the reason I leave the Mad Scientist up is because every turn it stays up, it increases the chances of him having a handful of traps. And when it actually does go off, it increases the chance of it whiffing, not getting any value at all. So the Mad Scientist won't put a secret from your hand onto the battlefield. So you leave it up for 1 turn, he draws another card. If you leave it up for 2 turns, he draws 2 cards. And the secrets don't come from the hand. So that's sort of like a soft counter. And that's one of the ways I've been playing around Mad Scientists. Now, do I want to be aggressive? Yeah, why not? Get in there, fight, maggot. Let's push your face. Now, I'm sensing that he's going to trade his Mad Scientist off here. But I could be wrong. Like I said, the Unleash is not great for us. Okay, so he's going to trade one of his Mad Scientists off. That's fine. That gives me a pretty good reason to play my Bomber. Bomber has a decent clear against, although I think Shredder is better here. Yeah, Shredder is better here. And I may actually Hex Bomber next turn. The thing you also have to remember with a Mad Scientist is that, wow, okay, what the heck? With a Mad Scientist is that your opponent doesn't get to choose what card comes out of their list, comes out of their deck. Okay, freezing. So that was actually pretty good. But it does set up a fairly strong bomber. Okay, not that strong after all. Do I totem or hex? I think I hex the Mad Scientist. Yeah. So, seeing this Illuminator, I think that there's going to be plenty of traps in his list for secrets. Sorry, secrets, traps. Same thing in a Hunter list. I feel there are going to be plenty of secrets in his list that waiting for the whiff. I don't think that's going to be too practical. Yeah, it seems like a dedicated trap list. Now, I think I developed this first. We're fairly far behind, so I'm not expecting to win this. But if you run an Illuminator, you probably have at least 4 to 5 traps in your list, if not more. And therefore, it makes it much harder for me to... yeah, I think we're done. For me to... wait for that thing to time out. Interesting. Okay. Now this works. Do I try for the lucky roll, or do I count on the lucky roll and then go horse ride? I think I have to count on the lucky roll, because if we were at 8 mana, if it was next turn, it would have been a much easier line of play. But I have to count on the lucky roll. Now we didn't get it, so that sucks. I think we're still dead. Snakes. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah. But let's see what comes out. Let's see what comes out of this, because you never know what comes out of a shredder that might help you. Okay, no, it's not quick enough. I was thinking possibly an unstable ghoul might have been helpful. Yeah. So the double Mad Scientist. So the Earth Shock would have been useful against the double Mad Scientist. But anyway, we've got all the basic cards. Excellent. So let's do some deck changes. So we're actually heading into deck mods. Okay, let's make some modifications to our list. And my client is on the fritz. So let's just see what is going on here. I'll be right with you once I resolve this issue. You might just have to take a reboot of the client. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Not sure whether that was a... let me collect my thoughts. Not sure whether that was a server issue or a issue to do with my side. It's really hard to tell sometimes. Anyway, we do have our fire elementals, and the game is not responding. So I am tempted to think it's a server issue. Yeah, okay. I'm tempted to think it's a server issue. If this times out on me, then we will leave the deck changing to next video, because obviously something is not going right between my setup and the Hearthstone servers, or just my setup, or just the Hearthstone servers. Either way, something is someone somewhere is not happy with how things are going, and okay, no. So we have actually gone back. Okay, we actually have functionality restored. Okay, now I've got my BudgetShaman list. Excellent. Okay, great. Good thing things have stabilized. Okay, so we're definitely putting in the 2 fire elementals. I think I can take out the Argent Commander for 1, because well, they sort of do the same thing, and this I believe is way more efficient. And we take out the North Sea Kraken for the other, I feel. Yep. Actually, let me just so deck changes. In terms of deck changes, Argent Commander out, Fire Ellie in. Now that's a rare out for a Soulbound in, so that's 100 dust down. And the other side is Kraken out for Fire Ellie in. which is a common out for a soulbound in, so it's 40 dust down. So we're going to lose 140 total dust from our list, and obviously the list gets updated. Let me just double check that, whether the Argent Commander, yeah, it's a rare, and Kraken is a common, and that's going to be pretty cool. And the reason I'm replacing those specific cards, like I said before, Argent Commander is fast, Kraken is fast also. Kraken sort of serves the same purpose. I mean, like, Kraken is like a super fire elemental, but the 3 extra cost and the fact that it's within BGH range, I think it makes it considerably weaker than fire elemental. Although the big body is nice, but you know, you're paying 3 extra mana for an extra damage and 2 extra health. The attack is very nice if you can keep it alive, but I think it's a little unlikely, to be honest. Anyway, so we have updated our list. So let me update the list in the overlay, and then we can finish up. Okay, so I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, we're back, and I think everything is okay. I think everything has been updated. Our deck dust cost has gone down from 1660 to 1520, and we have the 2 fire elementals, as you can see down here. Okay, and before we run into some more connectivity issues, because I think this session has been played with them, let's finish up, and I will be back next time with some more other things. So thanks in advance, guys, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I do this with a love, and any gestures of appreciation are much appreciated. I hope you guys are enjoying the Shaman run. I'm very much liking where it's going, and looking forward to making some changes as we run into some more serious decks, such as that strange Secrets Hunter, which will be going away in Standard because Mad Scientists. I mean, you know, these cards, I think they can be cycled into the classic list, but at the moment where we're sitting, I think those GVG cards are leaving, at least for the foreseeable future. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had a lovely day, and I hope you are heading into a lovely weekend, and I will be back shortly with some more Budget Shaman. Until then, this is No Dust signing off.